That's funny. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. I hope everyone can hear us.
Yeah, you got sound.
Do I got sound there though? I
Um,
hope so. We were playing with the sound before the show started, so hopefully you guys can hear us. Hi. Yep. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kelly.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Welcome to Saturday. 5x5. You know it. I was reading this and audio control speaker names. You got Space, Shallow. I get that. Spike, a little more powerful. Is Spartan the next one to conquer the competition?
Spartan.
Spartan. Hi, Marty. How are you, buddy? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Yeah, no, that's a funny one. If there was going to be another series, I don't know. I'll
It's gonna be another series.
I have no idea. Hey, by the way, Fiji water.
That's right. Oh, dude.
I was gonna say you got a Coke, right?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I have a JBL 486 DSP running all my speakers except for 4 6.5 in the rear deck and my sub. Is it worth it to add second DSP? If so, what's a good suggestion that don't break the bank? So this is kind of a weird question. If the 406, what is it running, and what are you using the DSP for? I guess would be more the question that I would tend to ponder. If you're just using it for like an EQ, I mean, buy another one. Buy another 406. I mean, they're pretty reasonably priced. Or get the Infinity version of it, the 4-channel Infinity version. That'd be a good buy, right?
Yeah.
It's very similar software, so the learning curve is simple, and it's a 4-channel. So there you go. But yeah, it sounds like you're using it for a little bit of unconventionalness. So maybe pick up that Infinity 4-channel. That won't break the bank.
What bank?
Oh, here you go. Hey, was Haley really hypnotized?
Dude, she was really hypnotized.
Actually, her and the other guy that was there, the two of them at the very end.
The one that he was just playing the violin.
Yeah. Both of those guys, both Haley and him, were totally hypnotized. When it was over, we actually hung out with him. Were you there? No, I thought you did. Because I thought you hung out inside. Because we were outside.
Okay.
Haley, Sue, I were outside with all those guys from Michigan.
All right.
Did you show up?
No,
I don't remember. I thought you stayed inside. It was cold. But no, we hung out with all those guys, and yeah, he was totally hypnotized. He was like, "Dude, this is the best thing ever." Because he's got he takes
Thank you.
things for anxiety and other things. He had a really weird thing happen in his life.
Yeah.
And he got done with that. He went up to the guy and he was like, "Dude, that was the best I've ever felt in my life."
He said he never relaxed.
Yeah, because that was the most amazing
much,
thing. But yeah, Haley totally didn't remember any of that. We were telling her all of it, and she was just like,
"Hey, Christian, what's up, buddy?
Hey, oh my gosh,
how you doing,
it's
man?
That guy. What's up, man? What's going on?"
There you go. Thank you.
Yes, enjoy your Coke and a smile.
That's right. That's right. Coke is just is the best.
Fiji
Coke
water.
is the best.
Anyways, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Boring Life of Dean and Haley, you can check it out. Haley's put up her hypnotized video.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
No,
sure.
They are actually blue.
What? The shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're blue. Yeah, they're both blue.
They blue.
Mine has a retro burn, and yours is peeling off.
Yeah, right, man.
But yeah, no, they're both blue. What's up, Bobby? How's it going?
What's up?
You should watch the Boring Life with Haley getting hypnotized. I know they've told you about it, but it's really fun.
That's really fun.
Don't do anything except for a few minutes. I have to walk away. All right. Well, since he's gonna walk away, we'll just bring up the. Hey guys, have you heard of Audio Control? It's this little company. Monday we're gonna have some of their little players here in the room, and we're going to show off all of the new. We're going to show off some of the new products that are coming out, along with we're going to talk about all of the new products that are coming out. So we will obviously have more than what you've seen so far, which is this Space Series subwoofer so eloquently propped back there. We're going to have Jeff Smith in studio, along with Matthew Palumbo on the interwebs chiming in. We're going to talk all about some stuff that you guys have no idea. None whatsoever. This is definitely an Apple moment where it's like, oh, but wait, there's one more thing. There's more than one more thing. So we're going to talk all about that. And hopefully, if we have time, I want to spend some time talking about the new software, some of the updates that have been done to the beta software. So we'll go in there and take a deep dive into that. So it should be a really fun Monday. So if you're a fan of audio control, or you're just a fan of Jeff Smith, or you just want to hang out for something to do like you do every Monday night, make sure you head in and watch it, because it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Hello from Vegas.
What's up?
Replaced more broken HDMI ports on PS5s. What did you work on today? So we actually had a funny one today, because we got excited for all of about, what do you think, like count to 2, 1, 2, and then it just went to crap.
That's it.
So Paul came in this morning and says, hey, man, because we had this car here last night. If you caught the live show, it was in the background. Yesterday was just one headache after the next, and this kind of ended the day and carried over in today, and they're not picking it up until Monday. You'd think it was a lot of stuff. It's really not, but it's just a very difficult car to work on. It's a Buick, and it's supercharged, which is kind of ironic.
It's pretty cool.
But it's just very difficult car to work on. And so he came in and said, hey, I have to leave early today. So once we're finished up, you can leave. And we were like, we're not going to leave because we have the show to do. And Fernando got excited for a moment because I'll be staying late because I have a project I have to work on. And he was like, oh, crap, we can. And then he goes, all I have after this is ... And he laid out what it was we had to do. And I was like, you realize we're probably going to be here till 8 or 9 o'clock with you're not thinking very clearly. So we actually flipped the car so that he could leave early because we were trying to be nice. But it was a Jeep Cherokee that was getting a full system in it. It was like, are you kidding me? Anyways, so now we're working back on this. So that's what we got going on today. New amps, DSP, Cyclone subwoofer with blue basket. I mean, definitely the Cyclone subwoofer with blue basket. I don't even know how you managed to guess that one. Like, way to go, Christian. That was so impressive. Like, you should be like, wow. All right, hold on. It's a Buick. I'm gonna click this one. Because she let us know the mic worked, and it's Kelly. I have some extra cash and was thinking about changing my speakers again. But of course, what would you suggest I do or get, considering I have the Silverado and I'm still not happy with the soundstage? With the gap between the 6x9 front door and the dash, I'm not opposed to making custom locations. I just want competition sound. I'll get whatever amp is necessary if I don't already have it. All right, so do me a favor, Kelly. Kind of refresh my brain on what your Silverado it is and what you're doing for integration. Meaning, do you have an Amp Pro, new radio, that kind of thing? Or is it Bose and you're just going after the Bose? Because I don't remember which one it was. And we'll take it from there. Okay, we'll come back to that. Send some pics on your message page.
We never looked at.
I was gonna say, I don't think I ever looked at that. We're terrible with that, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is your question. Hey guys.
Okay.
Need some technical advice.
Or talk to the right guy. You.
I
have a new radio head unit that has AM FM with GPS. It has a pin. Okay. My old head unit has the AM FM and GPS separate. Any advice how to connect the three pin? Oh, it's all one.
Radio head unit that has AM FM with GPS. That's a pin.
So all three are in the same?
So it's like one of those.
What kind of radio is it?
Exactly. Like,
let us know what kind of radio it is. That I think will kind of help us clear this up.
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely let us know. All right, so Kelly responds back to 2019 with a Kenwood head unit.
Perfect.
So I'm guessing you have the 2.5s in the dash with the 6x9s in the door. Not necessarily Kenwoods, but you definitely probably have a 2.5 in the dash.
All right. So what is the goal? To get more and more soundstage up front?
Yeah, I think she's trying to get more soundstage up front. I mean,
It's 2019.
2019. Yeah, so it has that big. Has it? All right. So most of the time we try to replace it with another 2.5,
Mm-hmm.
and there has been success getting a 3.5 up there,
Mm-hmm.
but you do have to do some work to
Liver
do that.
cutting.
A lot of
Yeah.
little lot. Joe said it wasn't that much.
Yeah, he said he wasn't.
I put a 4-inch in the dash. All right, so
Whoa.
she went full crazy.
There you go.
Why don't you get some Morel? Why don't you get a set of the 4-inch Morel
The hybrids?
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. Why don't you
Yep.
get a set of the coaxials, the Integras?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if the only other thing would be doing a set of components, like a 4-inch mid bass with a tweeter, like that would be pretty exceptional. But if I was, but I think.
No, I mean now she has a 4-inch.
But if she's got a 4-inch, I think I would do the hybrid Integras up in the dash. Integra just means coaxial. It's a point source. It means point source.
What do you do for the mid bass?
I'm sure she's got a mid bass. Why not just leave the mid bass?
No, I'm just saying.
I mean, if that's the case,
you go hybrids.
I would just
mid bass.
I mean, if you want to go crazy, get a set of a late mid bass.
Yeah,
because you can order just a late mid bass.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I mean, but she said extra money. I don't know if she had like stupid extra money, but
hey, let's go crazy.
I'm assuming she's got a 4-inch coaxial in there now. So I don't know. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I mean,
I'm asking her.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey guys, what are your thoughts on DS18 products? Like any manufacturer, not just DS18, it really just depends on that particular product. I don't think any one manufacturer makes, well, except for Morel, just because they can do no wrong in my book. Anyways, I don't think there's any manufacturer that makes like soup to nuts, everything is amazing. I think there are strong points and I think there's fillers, I think that some manufacturers build exceptional products in certain categories, and then they just make other products that just kind of fill the need. They don't necessarily put the same effort into them. So DS18, what I love about DS18 is that they move very fast. They come out with new products like every freaking week. Also, the same thing is that's what I hate about DS18 is that they come out with new products every single week.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone has some gems, man. Everybody has gems. I had the Diamond Audio Pros. Oh, so you got Pros. Oh.
Okay, so there you go. So probably we just want to get loud.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to get loud though. She's looking for sound quality. So Pros are not going to give you sound quality. Those things are going to. That's not going to fill the void. That's like a giant tweeter up in the dash.
Right.
So you need something that's going to play a little lower. I mean, obviously the Elate. I mean, realistically, she could probably put the point source Rockford Prime 4.5 in there and destroy. But that's kind of like a $79 speaker. I mean, if you just want to hear what a point source sounds like, the Rockford Prime 4-inch is like really nice speaker for like $80. That sounds damn good.
I'm sick of the horn tweeters. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
if you want to hear, like, if you want to dip your toe in it just to kind of get an idea of what like a point source up in the top of the dash would sound like, Rockford Prime, they're about $80. You could throw those up there and see what that does for you. And if you like that sound, then think about getting into a set of the Morels.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've helped Kelly. Why did I say kid? I was drinking. Yeah. Okay. Are the specs coming out Monday for the audio control subs? Yes. The teal small parameters will be available for download. Probably not Monday, but within the week, I'm assuming. I have a.
Well, like they're going to explain and they're going to talk about.
I have a pre-release copy of them that will be in the video that we've done that will be out sometime next week, so you'll be able to like take screenshots of them. But yeah, that's what. Yes, you will be getting some. The teal small parameters will be out.
That is funny.
Hold on, go ahead. What's funny?
Oh, this is funny.
JP is getting married. Were you guys invited? I thought he was already married. Isn't that his wife? Hold on, let me check. Let me check my email. I mean,
Sure.
I'm sure Big D is. All right, hold on.
What about Twitter?
Yeah, no. You know what? Surprisingly, I did not get an invite. You might want to check yours though. You might get an invite. All right, hold on.
All right, so it's a Panasonic heat unit for a Honda HRV 2022.
Oh, yeah. We don't have Panasonic. Where'd you find a Panasonic? That's kind of weird.
Exactly.
Oh, why am I looking here? Keep going. Man,
Yeah,
I got
I
no
got
idea.
nothing.
I've never
Nope.
seen anything like that before.
With a 3-pin? No, man.
Yeah, that's some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
Maybe one of those like white boxes? No?
I'm assuming that's probably. What it is.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah, no, I'm looking for something. So just kind of do your thing. I'm gonna break some rules.
Kind of do
here.
my thing. Just read.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna do something bad.
Oh, there you go. Right there. She say, for the record, I didn't call you guys dumb. But you think about it.
Why would she call us dumb?
When she say, no, you should put the clear, the orange, and the black on the logo.
We did that.
I know.
We were dumb. She hit it out of the park.
Like just right there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she did a great job. I mean, we took her advice. She was smarter than us. It's okay.
So that's why we're dumb.
Yeah, we were dumb. Okay, don't put anything on the screen. All right, ready?
I'm
ready?
gonna put something on the
Take
screen.
All right, everyone, take a screenshot. Here we go, and make sure our logo's not on it. Our logo will be on it. Don't repost this, okay, guys? Don't repost this. All right. So there's your teal small parameters for the 8-inch. What? I'm just saying they're there. You know.
Yeah, but that's not.
Dude, that's top secret stuff, bro.
Yeah, but that's not the right ones.
No, those are the right ones. These are the right teal small parameters for that. All right, here's the 10-inch.
Okay.
So in case you're wondering, voice coil diameter, a 10-inch and a 12-inch is 2.5. It's 2-inch on the 8-inch. All right, so let me go. These are not right. This is correct. All right, and then here's the 12-inch. There again, 2.5-inch voice coil, 2 ohm, 4 ohm, same thing. Basically, the parameters are going to be, but okay. All right, so you did not find those from us. Probably, yeah, we'll get in trouble. It's okay. I do not have anything for the Spike series because we didn't do anything. We didn't do a video on that yet. Okay, so you're welcome. They're going to be mad. I'll get over it.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's done for audio control, so.
Yeah, you know, Panasonic was way better with the Techniques nameplate. Oh yeah, Techniques. Dude, Techniques used to have a car stereo. I think it was a Techniques that was all touchscreen, long before touchscreen was cool, and I'm like a single din. Yeah, that was. All
right, Mr. Sound Quality, right there.
Help sound staging. I have a Class A coach that has bad speaker locations, and I'm looking at building a custom style soundbar to try to create a better soundstage. Any advice from past installs? Class A coach. Want to create a soundbar. Now I'm going to go off on a limb here. Why not just buy a soundbar? I mean, you know, if it's Class A coach, my guess it's got AC in it somewhere. You know, AC current. Why not just buy a soundbar? Buy like a Sonos soundbar and make it simple. Just saying. I mean, no, crazy. I mean, the reality is if you got a really big front and if you can push the speakers forward into the corners, so that they're deep into the dash. 6.5 and a tweeter, something like that. Maybe even a point source. There again, point source seems to be the point of the show. Like a really nice set of point source Morels, something like that up far into the corner so that you can then throw some DSP on it. That would be cool. That'll get you a good soundstage because they'll be out front. It'll be like doing kick panels back in the old day, but you'll be doing all the way up front with all your mid bass and treble coming from the corners of the dash. That would sound really good. If you can't do that, again, I'm not opposed to just putting a soundbar in there. I have a 2023 Ford Raptor with the BO unleashed. Yay! And I want to spend about $5,000 on a system. Keep going. What would you suggest? Components or a three-way in the front since I have a 3.5 dash speaker? Okay, so a little bit of information on that one. You're going to need to kind of up your expectations to make that sound better. There is a lot of stuff going on in that vehicle. A lot of stuff going on in that vehicle. And $5,000 isn't even really going to help you get a better system than what you currently have, because that was actually a pretty substantial one. Keep in mind the interface for your car is between $400 to $600, depending on where you buy it, which one you go with. So just interfacing alone, you're almost at $1,000, and you haven't added a DSP or amplifiers yet. It has a three-way set up front. You're going to want to retain at least the three-way set. The rub of doing an Amp Pro or any interface for that matter on a BO system, you have to remove the BO amplifier. There isn't anybody that made it to where you can keep the amplifier. So even the Amp Pro, you pull it out. The Zen, you pull it out. The AR that's coming, you're going to pull it out. The Mobridge piece that is available, you have to pull it out. That means you can't keep the factory amplifier to power up any of the speakers that are in the car. So you have the two speakers above your head. You have speakers in the headrest, you have speakers in the back of the car, and you have subwoofers. So you have to decide which of those you're planning on retaining. The last system that we did, which there is, I think there's an Instagram video on Monday, a couple Mondays back that we went through. We did a Alpine system in it, and we replaced it. Wow, that's a good way to break a transmission in an Explorer. Anyways, we did an Alpine system in it, and he had a set of old X-types that we'd taken out of his previous F-150, and we added in the Alpine 2.5-inch mid-range to the dash. Then we went full active in it. So we used a Audison Forza 8-channel to power the 3 front speakers and 2 rear door speakers. And then we had a sub-amp that powered the sub-amp, and that was exactly what he wanted. We left out the overhead speakers, the center channel, and the headrest speakers because he didn't like those. If you want to replace all of the speakers and make every hole work, you can do that, but you're looking at, let's say, a 12-channel amplifier. There's a couple of those available to you. Helix makes a 12-channel. Audison makes a Forza 12-channel. And then you're going to need a bunch of little 2.5-inch mid-range, because these are 2.5s, those are 2.5s, tweeter mid-range, 2.5 in the center. There's like 2, 4, 5, 7 2.5s in the car. But what I'm getting at is $5,000 is a really hard number to make that car sound better than the factory with. And, you know, even if you decided like, okay, all I want to do is a 3-way set up front, you already have a pretty decent speaker in there. So you're going to have to go something better than basic 3-way set. So even if you looked at, let's say, like some Focal Flax 3-way set, you know, you're looking at $1,200, roughly about $1,200. K2s are double that. Yeah. So that's half your budget right there. Just 3 front speakers, and we haven't even gotten the amplifiers yet. Just a basic 6-channel, 10-channel DSP amplifier or a Forza, that's $2,000. Mm-hmm. You know, somewhere between $15,000 to $2,000. Yeah. Okay. So there again, not trying to be bullyish or anything, but the reality is to make that system sound better, you're realistically you're going to be somewhere in the 8 to 12. Yeah, is more a realistic number. I
was thinking just like start with 10.
Well, I was trying to give some leeway.
I know. But, it's just Hey, man.
It's just what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
there again,
it's-
the most inexpensive system you could do in that is to be comprised of a 3-way set up front, some form of a coaxial in the rear, a big DSP, an amplifier, some form of a subwoofer, either under the seat or behind the seat. And even that, you're pretty close to 10 grand. It will sound great, but yeah. So that's definitely one of those harder systems to deal with, as far as like anytime you buy a car with a premium audio system, even though it might sound like crap, to somebody it sounds really good. Yeah. And they didn't do a terrible job. They did a pretty good job considering what is in there. It's got a multi-channel amplifier, multi-channels of equalization, tons and tons of work went into making that car sound bad to you. But for us, we have to look at it and go, oh my gosh, we have freaking giant amp in here. Like, we have to replace all this stuff. We have to improve the sound. So, yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Moving on.
And this is probably the same thing, you know, Troy. He's gonna get a brand new truck, and he's thinking of upgrading right away.
So, how much car stereo should I purchase with the truck? I would like a screen like the new Ram has. If you want that 12-inch Ram screen, buy the Ram with the 12-inch screen in it. The nice thing about Dodge is, as far as the audio package goes, it really doesn't matter which one you get. As far as interfacing, if you get the Dodge Ram with a 12-inch screen with a basic stereo, we have an Amp Pro or an AR that can reflash it. If you get the advanced stereo, like if you get it with the Alpine or the whatever systems they come with, it's not a problem. We can interface with it, but it's going to be the similar story to the gentleman before. Now, if you get the premium system, that has a tweeter and a 6x9 and a 3.5 in the dash, means you can get a lot more sound in the car, but there again at a bigger expense. I know we did a video on one where we put a bunch of Audio Frog stuff in it. I think that guy spent 12 grand. And they actually, by the time it was done, because we were the second place to work on it, he'd already put, I think when all was said and done, he had about $18,000 in it. So just because the first guy screwed it up. Yes, the Bang & Olufsen Detour is really fast and terrible. Dean, are you going to be...
You are going to be...
Oh, yeah, no. Come on now. You know it's not true. They love us. Hey, man, they posted all that crap yesterday. We didn't have fun today, or Thursday. Hold on. Let me answer Bobby's questions here. Dean, how long were the amp risers you did on the Focal amp rack? 1 inch or... So it's actually a piece of 1/2 inch acrylic with 2 pieces of 1/8 inch acrylic on top of it. So
1/8 inch, really?
I thought it. Yeah. No, are they quarter?
I said quarter. You know,
shit,
I think
it's an inch.
A quarter, so it's
an inch. Yeah, so it's 2 pieces of quarter. I thought it was 1/8 inch.
No.
Well, no, it is 1 piece of 1/8 inch. Gotta be.
Really?
Yeah, because we only had the orange we had in stock was only 1/8 inch. I'm telling you, I think it's just 2 pieces of 1/8 inch.
Oh.
So it's a 1/2 inch with 1 piece of 1/8 inch.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's a 1/2 inch with 1 piece of 1/8 inch, and then on the DSP, it's a 1/4 inch with 2 pieces of 1/8 inch.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
The logo actually is the one that has the.
The logo
has
the 1/4 inch and then 2 pieces of 1/8 inch.
1 piece of 1/8 inch and 1 piece of 1/2 inch.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of stuff. But anyways, the first riser is a 1/2 inch. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, dude, you do your thing. How can I learn to tune my JL amps better?
You look like you're in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Go Hawks.
So, the thing is it really doesn't matter whether it's JL or anybody else. It's kind of understanding the principles of what you're trying to do. There is a resource for that.
Stop yelling at me, okay?
Who's yelling?
Fine.
What are you talking about?
Mary Lou's like, it's...
Oh, she's going crazy? All right, let me turn this on for a second. Go ahead and pull that question away.
Okay.
So there's a gentleman by the name of Ken Ward. He runs a website called Educar, anyways. He has some lectures, more or less, up on Educar at teachable.com. They're like $15, $20. And there's, I think, 3 classes up there.
It has 3.
It has 3 classes, and it's about $60. And if you start at the first class and work your way all the way through to the last class, basically what you get is a better understanding of what it is you're trying to do with the DSP. So he starts very simple, which everybody needs. Do not skip a step. Everyone always wants to skip a step because they go, no, screw that. Start at the beginning, let him talk and let him reaffirm what it is you already know. So you're like, all right, I'm on the same page. And then if you get all the way to the end, for $60, you'll have a much better understanding of what a DSP does. Now, JL does have stuff on their YouTube page, but a lot of it right now is just overrun with the Max tune because that seems to be the new hotness right now, and it is. We have one. Everyone's getting them. But this is, Ken's stuff is a good place to start. Also, if you're into reading. Like we know everyone is into reading. If you head over to AudioFrog, audiofrog.com has AudioFrog U, AudioFrog University. And Andy there, he sells an RTA kit and stuff like that for like $200 or $250. I don't know, $199, $299. Anyways, he talks a bunch of what it is you're supposed to be doing. He uses the REW software, and it's a good read, but it can get very long. That's why people talking is usually much better and people can relate to that. So, but yeah, there's some resources that might help you figure that out.
All right.
Hey, by the way, at K2 Power M's, you can find it at FullCalAmerica.com.
Wow. Loud.
Got it. Pizzazz.
Yes.
I want to change all my speakers in my Audi 2015 A6 Voss system, but I don't know what to use to get a clean signal so I don't have to replace my head unit. Okay, so there again, it's going to depend on what the Voss system is. Most of the Audis we've worked on have been basic Audi audio systems, like Christian that's in the comments all the time. In which case, in the glove box is the radio, and the screen is in the dash. When you slide that out, it's actually just 4 outputs and a 5th sub output coming directly out of that box. 2016, he's an IRTA too. Well, yeah, he has a 15, but that's so he can see the signal. So anytime you're going to interface in with something, the first thing is it a radio that's basic, or is there an outboard amplifier? If there's an outboard amplifier, or whether it's the radio, you have to figure out how many channels there are, what each channel is doing, and what the signal looks like. It can be very foreboding. The tool that he's talking about is the IRTA2. That's a 2-channel RTA that's electrical that we make. You can find it at dnftooldrawer.com. And what it's used for is looking at signal paths electrically so that you can figure out what the heck is going on. Am I able to just connect to this high level and it's going to give me full range? Or am I going to have to do a lot more action to it? This is what a picture of it looks like. We're looking at the signal coming out of a Chevy truck right here. So, there is let me go back here. There's a ton of videos. Let me go back to that. Why does this stop? Okay. Yep. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So there's a ton of videos here on how this works. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy this tool, but if you watch some of these videos, you'll get an idea of what the type of signal is that you're looking at and how to figure this out. No one can just walk up to a car, no one that I know anyways, and I know some really smart people can walk up to a car and be like, you need to do this. Now, if they make an Amp Pro or a Zen module or something like that for the car, or a Mobridge, then great. Like, you just plug it in and you're done, and you can do anything you want. If they don't, that's where things get confusing and things are difficult. We have to get in there with tools and we have to figure out what it's doing, and then we'll move on. So, that's basically it. But yeah, now if you're just thinking about replacing speakers, at that point, you really just have to figure out what's in there and what ohm they are and kind of go like for like. So if you got like a 1-inch tweeter in there and it's a 4 ohm tweeter, replace it with a better tweeter. Hey, what do you think about the new Kicker Solo X? I think about it half the time because they only gave us half of it sitting over there. Just barely see it out of frame. No, I think it's cool. I'm happy that everyone has finally got the chance to see this thing in person. We're just finally starting to get people playing with it. There again, I feel like in 5 months, it'll have run its course, and we'll have some good positive feedback. It'll be out in the wild, and we'll just see what happens from there. I'm not going to pontificate how it's going to do. I know that Steve put his all into it because the amount of time and effort and money these guys put into this woofer is mind-boggling, and that they still kept it at that price is even more mind-boggling. So I hope it does wonderful. We'll just have to wait and see how you guys do with it, because at the end of the day, that's going to be the test. Because I can sit here and say it's the most amazing thing ever, but until you guys start playing with it, it really doesn't matter. 2016 Toyota Camry, is it worth upgrading stock speakers for better sound? Boy, isn't that the question. It's 2016 Camry. I'm assuming it's base model, right? I mean, we would assume it's base model. If you want to get a better sound out of it, like, you kind of, first off, you have to figure out what sucks about it. Is it just like it's not bright enough? It's not enough bass? These are all questions that, regardless of what car it is, we have to sit back, relax, and go, what is it that we don't like about this? Which most people go, it's not bright enough or it's not loud enough. Well, loud enough is power. So loud enough isn't speaker, loud enough is power. Toyota loves to put 2-ohm speakers in their car, which means when you replace them with aftermarket speakers, which are going to be anywhere between, let's say, 3.3 to 4 ohm, you sometimes lose some of the volume, but it does sound a little better. At which case, you may need to add an amplifier. It's like a small 4, 6, 8-channel amplifier into the factory radio, and then put new speakers on them. Sometimes you don't. Focal makes the plug-and-play set for the Toyotas. It's really nice. As well as Kenwood makes the 6902s, which are basically plug and play for a Toyota as well. The one nice thing about the Kenwoods is that the 6.5 is a 3.3 ohm speaker. And if it's the JBL system, then that's a whole nother headache. We're not, that involves amps and fun stuff. So, yeah, good. Is it better to wire a dual 2 voice coil subwoofer to separate channels to each voice coil, as long as they have the same input assigned in the DSP? So you have a stereo amplifier, would be the question I'd ask. Okay, so funny. All right, so earlier in the show I mentioned 12-channel amplifiers.
12 channels.
12 channels, right? And Helix makes a 12-channel amplifier. And one of the systems they like to recommend is in an F-150 using the 12-channel amplifier to power everything. So you use 6 of the channels to power the tweeter, the mid, the rear. Use a pair of the channels, which is just one, which is 8, to power the center channel, and then you have 4 channels left over for 2 subwoofers. So because you can't bridge their amplifiers, you need 2 dual voice coil subwoofers, and then what you'll do is you'll connect those 4 outputs to each coil of the subwoofer. You need a dual 4 to do it their way, but because most amplifiers that are stereo will not do they'll do 2 ohm stereo. Okay, so so actually, yeah, you need a dual 2. Sorry, you need a dual 2 sub. Okay, it's getting confusing. Anyways, you need a dual 2 subwoofer hooked up to their outputs of the amplifier. So those 4 channels, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only caveat to this is you have to voltage match the amplifier channels. Is where I was going with all this. So if channel A is putting out, let's say, 20 volts, you want to be within 5%, if not closer, as close as you can possibly get to channel B, putting out the same amount of power. Helix V8, instead of running rear speakers, I'd wire to a front sub. Yes, you can do that. And so there we go, Helix. So it's just making sure before you hook it up to the woofer, when you're doing the whole DSP thing and you're setting the gains in the DSP, put your voltmeter on there, play a 40 hertz test tone, You just need a reference point. It could be 50 hertz. It really doesn't matter. It's just you want something that's going to play the same test tone in channel 1 and the same test tone in channel 2 or 7 and 8. It doesn't matter. Pick your best. And you're going to voltage match them. So you want to make sure, because you would think they're going to put out the same voltage. And they might. It might literally, all you have to do is move it one click. You might not have to move it any clicks. But if you've ever seen us dyno a stereo amplifier, there could be 30, 40 watts of difference between left and right channels. So, getting in there, and this gives you the ability to do that, do it. If not, then don't worry about it. But it can, because it's DSP. Hey, with all the hype, just like the quad box, the question is, how are sales going to be a year after introduction? I think that's the thing with everything, RVH. There's products that come out, and then we're all super stoked, and we're like, damn, this is going to be the most amazing thing ever. And then they fall flat in like 6 months. It's like, hey, remember when we were all talking about that? And we all kind of giggle. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the only thing I have to say about it is, like, right now, they're releasing the 12, right? So we're gonna get the L7 12.
Okay.
That's gonna be followed up, because we know these things exist, by a Warhorse amplifier of some kind, because we've seen them in the Bronco. Everyone has seen the Warhorse amplifier in the Bronco, so we know it's coming out. We also know that the plans are an 8, 10, and whatever else they're gonna do after that. Maybe a 15 and 18. I don't know. But and those are going to come out slowly. So this is going to be a slow burn. So, it's like there's a lot of guys that don't want 12s. They want those 8s. So they're going to wait. It might be another 3 or 4 months. Shit, could be a year before we see an 8. So I think we're looking at a very long story here before, we get the final chapter in this subwoofer.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's just a matter of some of the retailer friends that I know, they all have gotten them and they paid for them. And then, of course, Kicker gave a shit ton of them away. So, I mean, they're definitely putting them out there to see what is going to go.
So you think the 12 was the right subwoofer to come out first?
Yeah, 12 is always, it's easy to sell. Yeah, it is. I mean, 12s are where it's at, man. I mean, nobody wants a 10. Everybody wants a 10. Nobody wants a 10. Everybody wants an 8, but nobody wants an 8. Exactly. And that's the thing. I don't want a 12 either. I'd much rather play with an 8. An 8 is a size that, especially in the super woofer world, where you can do a lot with it in a small space. Like, we can put an 8 in your car. We can't put a 12 in your car.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, put it in the back seat. I mean, we're not putting a 4 cubic foot box in your car. It's not happening.
You can put anything in there.
It's not happening. Moving on.
Yeah, you can put anything in any car.
I have a topic that is confusing me. Welcome to my world. If I'm using an amp rated at 800 watts, 4x800 at 2 ohm, but I use it at 500 watts at 4 ohms, does the electrical system need a smaller fuse to protect the electrical system? I know what you're getting at. No, you're going to use whatever the rated fuse for the amplifier is. You gotta remember that the sound is always moving. Sound is always in flux. Okay. We deal in averages. All right. When we say something is 4 ohms and then we put a meter on it, it never says 4 ohms, because that's not technically how they get the 4 ohm. We're just getting it. We're getting this weird reading. And trust me, I've had an electrical engineer lose his shit on me, because it's like, that's not how you do it. I'm like, yeah, I know that, but it's also the tool I have to get me the reference of what I need. So shut up. And there again, we look at like RMS power, and we look at amplifiers that say they put out this amount of power, and then they actually don't. So a lot of what we deal with, aside from the BS side of it, is just averages, so we deal with rounding. But when it comes to an amplifier, technically you could put a smaller fuse in it because it's not doing 800 watts, but you're not going to. because that amplifier at certain points, if your voltage goes down, guess what's going to happen? Your amperage draw is going to go up. So it's an averaged fuse depending on how the situation goes. So, if you're sitting there and your car is at 13.5 or 14.4, all right, and you're putting out 500 watts, your amperage draw is going to be X, all right? Now, if your voltage drops, your amperage draw is going to go up. So now it's going to be X plus. All right. So if you've changed the fuse to the smaller fuse, there again, the fuse underneath the hood is only there to protect the wire going through your car. It is not protecting the amplifier, because a fuse that is 17 feet away from an amplifier is not going to save that amplifier. The amplifier is going to go powy, and you're going to be like, dude, what happened? I had a fuse in it. Like, yeah, no kidding. It's the only reason that fuse is in underneath the hood is to protect the car from burning to the ground. I know a lot of people just went, oh, what? Yeah. And it's just like a fuse distribution block. A fuse distribution block is not protecting that amplifier either. It's protecting it from the amplifiers that are next to it in case one of those amplifiers goes batshit crazy on it and it doesn't have an internal fuse on it, and it's using some kind of short circuit protection, and you're in that 1% of 1% where that short circuit protection doesn't work and it back feeds and it goes over and it blows, your amplifier up. So that fuse is there to protect that from happening.
That's like a Final Destination style stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, again, it's just one of those crazy things. So this is one of those things where it's like, don't spend too much time on it. Do what they say, and everything will be wonderful.
All right.
Happy times. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Class D amp is good for subs, but is a Class A amplifier not even better if your goal is SQ? I tried the AC LC 1.5, but a subsonic at 24 hertz, my Stag 2.03K bridge doesn't. Morel TI 12 sub. Okay. Yes, the audio control does have a subsonic filter built into it. A lot of amplifiers do now. They're not telling you, but they do have them. The reason why we've switched to Class D is because, for one, the subwoofer really doesn't pick up. It's a big voice coil. It's a slow-moving driver. Okay, I'm not going to say a slow-moving driver because they move very fast. Speed has nothing to do with it. Subwoofer is going to move at whatever speed it needs to reproduce the frequency it's trying to do. Let's just go with that. I don't need to go down that road. We've all seen that nightmare. Anyways, I feel now, and there again, this is just my thoughts on this. I feel now that we've all switched to Class D for sub amps because we can get a lot more power and it's a lot more efficient. So, if we're looking at a 1,000-watt AB class amplifier to power a subwoofer, it's a big heat gathering amplifier. And I really don't think you're going to see the benefits of it as opposed to a 1,000-watt Class D amplifier built well. It's going to draw a lot less amperage and a lot less heat. So that's why I feel everyone has switched to that. It only makes more sense. But that being said, why not? But even if you look at like an Audison Voce 5.1, hands down one of the best amplifiers ever made. Okay, and in all its iterations, it uses a Class D sub amp, and it uses a Class AB mid bass, and then it uses a high bias Class AB, which is close to A, for the tweeter output. So they use all three, inside of one amplifier to make sure that you get the best in sound quality. So this amplifier, there again being a benchmark, said, no, we're still going to use a Class D for sub. Really nice Class D, but, there you go.
Yeah. Where is it?
I have no idea.
Hey.
Looking forward to meeting you guys at K-Fest. We will be there. We will be there at K-Fest. We'll be having a lot of fun.
Here in Orlando?
Yeah. I mean, we'll pick a K-Fest. We'll be at them.
Exactly.
I mean, we'll be at all of them, so it really doesn't matter. Hoping to, I think Thursday we're going to go out. So Thursday when we leave here, we're going to drive over there and we're going to head over to Eduardo's.
Yeah.
Which is Techno Express in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're rumor has it Andy's Volvo might be there. I don't know if that's true yet. I got to find that out.
I have no idea.
Which is the audio frog. It might be there. I don't know. I got to talk to him again because he was real tired when we talked to him this week. So if it's going to be there, that'll be cool because we'll finally get a chance to hear it. But then Thursday night, we're going to go with Brian Mitchell to downtown Disney or Disney Springs. So that's the plan. And anybody can come to either one of those. So it really doesn't matter. So there you go. Christian, hi, buddy. What parts you guys recommend for making your own RCA cables? Man, you should talk to Brian about that. Brian Mitchell. That's one of the things I want to talk to him about because typically we don't make our own RCAs all that often. And he makes all his RCAs. I know there's plenty of DIY RCA forums out there where people make their own RCAs and stuff like that. I think what it really comes down to is the tips. And apparently the Amazon tips suck, which makes sense.
What about the type of amplifier that you're using?
It also comes down to the type of amplifier you're using, whether you need a twisted pair or a coax style, because that could be bad. And Tony D'Amore, of course, did the great video on that still left you scratching your head going, What? Of course, you could be like me when you make your own RCAs and you go, you know what? I could just, I have a shelf full of RCAs with twisted wire all set and ready to go. And they're 17 to 20 feet long. And they're like, I don't know, they don't cost that much because I get them at cost. I can just pretty much cut these RCAs to any length I want and solder new tips on them. And I have my twisted wire. Duh. I'm not saying that's what we did on this amp rack over here that we made, but that's exactly what we did. We had the nice little Focal I Connect RCAs that they came with. And I was like, I'm sitting there going, what am I going to do for twisted cable? And I'm like, I have a 17-foot set of twisted cable right here. I got 32 feet of cable. 38, whatever. Math sucks. Okay, moving on. Hey, what's up? From now on, when Mary Lou is on, I shall ever think of you as the Three Musketeers. Prep for Disney lawyers.
Thank you for the 5, buddy.
Disney's too busy suing our state governor right now, so I think we're okay.
All right. Look at that.
Rockford Power, 1500.1 amps, subs to T1 12-inch JL Audio VXI 808. Nice amp. T3 2As. Oh, wow. Pulling massive power. Need a high output alternator. MechMan and others. No luck for Honda Civic 2020, Tampa area, any vendors. Man, Amp Stinger used to make alternators, but they don't do that anymore. Wow.
I mean, if your MechMan is...
So here's some thoughts, okay? Because we used to run into this problem a lot, but we don't really run into it much anymore.
There you go. Somebody throw something in there.
JS alternators. Very good, Joel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at this guy. I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
JS alternators. Okay, so here's what we used to do back in the day, whenever that was, is we'd have people that would buy big-ass systems that weren't inefficient because we'd be using Class A amplifiers or subwoofers. So they'd buy these surfboards, and everyone would be all excited. And we'd put a battery in the car, and Ryan used to make this thing called an MBR70 multi-battery regulator, which was really good. And then they stopped, so we had to come up with another solution. So we would put batteries in cars, and then we would put battery chargers. So if you plug your car, if you park your car in the garage, keep in mind you're not going to kill the battery like overnight, right? You're not going to, like, day to day, you probably don't need to charge it. But if you put a standard battery in the back of the car, not like a dry cell or something like that, lithium, I'd be scared. But there again, you could probably talk to some of those guys and get a better option for that. But anyways, if you put a second battery in the back of the car, there you go. All right, so there's what you got: Stinger, MechMan, Ohio generator alternators. Yeah.
There you go.
I've seen those guys too.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I was going to say is plug it into the wall. Plug it into the wall twice a week, once a week. You're not going to be playing that 1500. I mean, you might. I don't know. But if you plug that secondary battery into the wall at night, that'll also solve the problem because you'll charge it back up. Make sure you have a switching relay between the front battery and the back relay in the back. Now they call them isolators, but they're not. They're switching relays, so don't confuse the two. An isolator is a totally different animal. That way you're not charging both batteries at the same time. When the car is off, it's off. And then if you have a secondary battery and you would like to truly isolate it so that, like, if you have the key on parking lot pounding, Stinger, pack-audio.com, really where it would be, makes an ING3. It's called an ING3 or Ignition 3. And how that thing works is it uses alternator voltage sense, which is basically the circuit that we used to use in remote starts to do remote starts. So it would crank until it saw the alternator, and then it would shut off and stop cranking. And so what that does is that will tie in. It has a 12-volt out, has a power ground and an output. The output goes to the relay. The power and ground just hooks up to any power and ground in the car. And when you turn on the car, not run, just on, click, you can play your stereo, and it's not going to connect that high output relay. It's going to stay closed. So your back battery is on its own. Your front battery, the only thing connected to that is your radio. So, and then as this starts to go dead, you're like, oh crap, whatever. You can still, because that will not turn on that relay until you start the car. Okay, because it's going to need that alternate. It's going to need to go from 12.5 up to 13, and then it'll turn on that rear relay. So now you can actually sit there and play in a parking lot without killing your battery. I mean, most cars won't let you do that anymore because they'll always go, oh, we've noticed that the engine isn't running. We're shutting off the car. Screw you. There you go. Hi, guys. As a follow-up to my earlier question, my LC1 1500 gets much, much hotter than the Stag, and the loud cooling fan is always on. Temperature at 4 ohms is disappointing. I'm with you, man.
That's good. And another hand. Three of them.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we don't do a lot of the 1500s. And typically when we do, they're behind a seat or in a trunk or something like that. So we don't have to hear that fan. But yeah, that fan kicks on and it can be loud.
Yeah.
But I guess the idea is that, you know, the system's going to be so loud you'll never hear the fan. I'll reach out to him, see what advice he gives me. Finding some reliable tips is really the question. Yeah, he's got a place where he told me where he gets his tips from. Oh, that sounds so bad. So yeah, he has a source for tips.
There you go.
And if I ever order them, then of course we'll talk about them. I'll let you guys know.
Yep.
Goat power is goat milk.
What's that?
That goat power is goat milk. Goat cheese is goat cheese. It's all cheesy, said Wheezy. Yeah. Hey man, thanks Focal America. Hey, listen, Monday is the big show. Monday we're going to have the audio control guys here. We're going to talk more about these products right here. This is the Space shallow mount subwoofer from audio control. And then we have, you know, we just have a lot of fun. So Monday is going to be audio control day. That's it. Monday is going to be audio control. So if you're the guys that are like, no, but we're going to have new products that you have no idea what they are. Like nobody does. They haven't screwed up. So they haven't teased any of that stuff. So that's wonderful. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on that and see what it is we're going to be talking about on Monday. It's going to be super cool. So hopefully you guys will come and just hang out and check out the show. We are going to do some DSP talk, some of the new features that are in the DSP. Hopefully, if we have time, that is my plan. I'm hoping to do that first so that we have plenty of time to talk about, because I know a lot of you guys have asked questions about the updates for the DSP, and I would really love Jeff to go through and talk about some of those so that we can get that cleared off of our plate and help you guys that have the audio controls that are doing the updates. Right now they're shut off because they're doing another big one. But it'd be nice to see like, hey, what is it? And so that you guys will be able to have some fun with it.
Right. Yeah.
Pierce, Christian. So when Pierce did his amp rack, he used the Audison bulk RCA ends. There you go. I didn't realize Audison made bulk RCA ends. Mm-hmm. I'll have to look into those. So, anyways, there you go. That's the show, guys. It's Saturday night. Cinco de Mayo was yesterday, so we're just all happy that you were here to enjoy the show with us. because it's always great, having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we all look forward to Monday. Can't wait. Can't wait. And you guys have a great weekend. You got anything else?
No, that's it,
You're
man.
good? That's
Yeah.
it? All right. Thank you so much for playing along with us. We'll see you guys back here Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.